I restarted the YouTube stream. Uh, okay. Back to organization. Uses a lot of tweens, but it doesn't tell me anything. This is a lot of tweens to do the basic stuns. Or I believe it's just okay. Since it's block stun, I don't think I need more than one tween. To do these stuns, I'll use 3 tweens or less. To start the velocity, or 3 tweens or less. 3 tweens. 2 to set the speed, and 1 to actually move the distance for a given time. Okay. Um, cut the function. Just have it. Alrighty. Calls a hit stop. Calls hit stop. Hit stop. Con- Controls, screen shake, and number of frames frozen. Okay. What is next? Close off. Save. Save. So we did hitboxes, we did hurt boxes. I feel like we're missing a lot, though. Start an attack, animate the attack, or stop tween. entity, often called the host as well, usually is the class, is the node, not holds all other nodes for some entity like player or mm, no enemy base entity nodes often players. Okay, I don't know if I actually should be doing the player yet. Delete entity base. Let's go to these things. Should I care about the entity base first? Yes, because this one actually has the thing I care about. My warning. This variable has not been decided for anything yet. Tweens. Yep. Not really a lot here. Entity base has the following variables. System manager. Plus it is underscore attacking. Is underscore blocking. I missed his facing right. I'll type um, error beta 1. Also another block type enum. Clean is actionable is another thing. this is located here, is underscore action. Well, when is this ever used? My goodness. I don't think it is. I don't think it has been. Let's take a look at the graph. Oh my goodness, it is really, really interconnected, and I don't like that. But this makes sense. I don't actually know if I should have this. What happens if I remove one bracket from both sides? Okay, it doesn't do anything, I don't think. All right. I don't actually know what to do. But, if I just take it out and do a graphic, what happens to it? It no longer is there. If I put it back, it connects a lot. The hitbox is the most connected thing right now. So the Sun Manager does uses check data resource of a hitbox. Okay, so hitbox is the most overly connected item currently. Hmm. Does the hurt box actually has reference to health and it's done manager? When is this called? Go back to health and control edit. We have a few calls to change health inside of the block check. Some of this might be able to be turned into math. rather than all these vectors. Hmm. Do I think this helped? I don't actually know. Am I done? Probably not, either. When did I make this? Um, I think I made this for two reasons. One, that there was an issue with all the hurt boxes, and two, I needed to get a way to disable all of these for them. You know, there. I don't know. Right, like that. The collision box. Oh, I forgot I made this. These are all hurt boxes. I should probably mention that there are some primary hurt boxes. Sitting in hurt boxes. There are some primary hurt boxes for entities as a child. Okay. Special attacks are regular attacks. Let me go into the attacks again. There's some stuff that probably... Combo attacks, yeah. Frames, active frame, and combo attack. Did I do anything else that was similar to can combo attack? How did I have special move with special cleans? This one has special cleans. Transform, no. Combo attack dictionary. Tweens attack array size 2. This thing. Yeah, so this thing. Okay. This is a resource. I should probably do the resources actually. That's pretty important. As well as some of the other classes. Like the move list. Because there's freaking too many of them. documentation. I know you have a documentation, just where is it? How do I open the documentation? I do not remember that. Okay. There. That is just terribly done. Why is the dictionary decided then? Oh, it's sorted by alphabetical order, which is not okay. This is a bad order to sort these in. Alright. Inherited by input manager. This is, I think, where I actually wanted to go. Let's go to the actual input manager because this thing is massive. Oh boy. Yeah, so this has normal attacks and special attack systems. I was considering a backward special moves. I don't know if I should. Wait, no, that's just down quarter circle back. Technically. Yeah, those are kind of what those are. Okay. I also have up. I think. Forward quarter circle down. I don't have all of them yet. Okay. That's still. Alright. This monstrosity. Leave it out. Input manager. This manages the player input to pick the attack based on the motion from state of the player. Why does this have player information? Such as these. If it's considered the input manager. Why did I remove those? Why? Why? Why are those here? God damn, why is that like that? Um, as of now, as as player movement options as well. You know, this is a separate class. I don't understand what I did that for. Alright, I really don't think it should be doing some of these things. Maybe it's just the values. Okay, fake press, that's not something to worry about right now. Ooh, what is this? For end of movement handling, sort of array management. Okay. Yeah, I made those because things were getting a little bit more complicated than I probably should let them. Okay. So flipped X logic. Fine. It's just a little bit of code to flip the direction. Let's, mm-hmm. Has wait, has functions. This is kind of easy to do if I just use what we have here. With X object, which I don't know. Underscore attack underscore button. What is that? What is that doing? If frame by frame mode enable. Why? Oh, I had issues. So these are action is pressed versus just pressed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or if just press so that um, pieces use the attack by holding button. Oh, there's return 0. So this is just telling you what attack button to return. Um, choose action. Yeah, this is the bad function. Choose action. Underscore. Like the array management and all that is fine. This I don't like. It looks ugly. I don't know if I think it's okay. Yeah, I see dictionary. The thing manages so much in some of these things. I don't know if I should be, if I'm okay with this. Um, I think there should be multiple functions to clear it up a bit. Oh boy. Yes. Choose action function need needs a rework. Let's do tag refactor. So if I know what to actually change, it might be just that. Okay. Fake press, flip logic, that's fine. Jump handling seems like reasonable. Few setup things. Give it a set up, right, up, left. I was like, does that mean I have up as the ability given the jump? Okay, yes, I do. I also have a spacebar jump. Those are for debugging. Sure. Ground, coyote, and air jump with a just pressed to make a one frame delay minimum from the previous part of the if statement. Also fence working in frame by frame mode. So this seems to have an error? Wait, what? Okay, if the air jump is with press, I need to make a one frame delay. Okay, if I press and hold, not that one. If I press and hold, it's fine for double jump. I don't actually know what my error is. Air jump, ground jump, air jump. What's the third jump? Coyote jump. So this is why frame by frame mode exists, so I don't have to deal with reading all of these separately. Oh, wait, really? Why does spacebar have a different jump? Okay, so that's why I have that. Huh. Let me rewrite this comment. Okay. So, two cases for jumping. One frame by frame mode is active. Therefore, space is used for S. How's jump decided then? Um, if direction is pressed up. Okay. One frame interface space is used for that jump, and one for up is press because I need a working debug tool. All right. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. That comment needs to be just written better, which is why that's happened. Air jump. This player is on floor. Does this work properly? Oh no, it does both. So it should probably have the same line. Oh. Well, the is pressed part just doesn't work for any of them. So, but I guess not. Hmm. Um, I guess, what is this? Fix me before release. We want to. Maybe I could just redo the screen depending if it's just like frozen or not. Yeah, because this works even in frame by frame mode, I'm pretty sure, for the most part. Yeah, but it does not work in the air for some reason. It works on the ground, but not in the air because this is the ground part and this is the just pressed air part. I did not want this to be used too many times. Check for attacks, maybe. I mean, technically, it could be used. Except that if it is used, then the buffer will automatically air jump, I'm pretty sure. Which might be why I don't have it using that. This is one okay, for jumping. Frame by frame mode is active. Um, when frame by frame mode is active, bar slash input.isAction jump and two cases for jumping. One, I need to use this, and otherwise, um, which will use both jump immediately if pressed for more than one frame. I forget what it is to make a block comments, maybe. I mean, there is the quotations option. Dang it. Because and one for up is pressed because I need so that a single time, so that it is read as a single frame as true for a single frame. Okay, this comment should help with the parts about jumping. That feels better. Okay, so jump handler I think is perfectly fine. Dash handler is dashing check for attacks, which is essentially my check for input. Dash for each direction. And then dash left. I have separate for ground and air dash. And then some setup. Movement manager, what are you doing? Why is this bar here? I don't care. This is the movement handler from the input manager. Works with the Okay, I have separated those out into separate things. Smith. Um, so dash, comma, jump, or is it just like dash gravity, movement, and I believe that's a timer? Yeah, gradient jump delay. So the movement script, with some pre-jump frames and whatnot. Okay, go back here. Dash, movement, gravity. Does it work with gravity? I think it references it enough times. The input manager specifically. It is complicated. Yes, it calls gravity a few times. The gravity components. Yeah, movement component, scale component, gravity. I consider that not a... Yeah, what is this coyote timer? Oh, coyote timer. Stating what the thing literally means. Gravity, comma, scale. So many components. This should be spelled correctly. Please fix this. Player info, timers, and components. Movement, scale, dash, jump, stuff. Okay. Starting to get tired. I think the input manager and the move list are the two like biggest things to talk about in a devlog. Yeah, direction lookup. That's neat. So we got a lot of array stuff. Can this be an integer? Maybe. Should it? Probably not for that reason. Maybe I don't know. The things are they work like these, but I don't. I think it should be a float for the reason of stick. It's used in a multiplication. Ooh, I might want to check the get axes function then. Get axes by specifying two actions, one negative and one positive. Shorthand for rating. Get action string positive and get action string negative. I don't like that it gives float. I kind of want it to give an integer. This is where AI helps. Because we can search for a specific thing to get something quick and simple. Okay, I need an existing dot function that takes a float and rounds to the nearest integer. So given negative 0.7, return -1, and given 0.6, return 1. Okay. Round functions. It really was that simple. Who knows? It could have been called, I don't know, get nearest integer. Yeah, that's maybe. Who knows? But now I can confidently keep this as an integer. Okay. Jump stuff, movement stuff. Maybe that was a bad idea. Combining all of these things with that. But it just doesn't seem correct. Are those in the movement component? Yes, yes they are. Literally they are. I don't need them there. Input manager. Do I? Why is it used here? Why is this used here? Are they called? Because I don't think it makes sense for the input manager to be the thing that needs to decide that. That makes less sense. The coyote timer there as well. We have a component, we have a coyote timer. What does this do? Frames left, start timer, wait frames, and it just takes in wait frames. Okay. I don't like how I did these. Oh my goodness. I think I put them all into this because I wanted a central location for everything. But I don't think I should have. Luckily, I have the regular move speed and input manager currently at the same value, but that's, yep, there's another thing to fix. There's another thing to fix. Input manager, refactor, custom, refactor as well. Let's put in input manager and this both have the movement speed and jump velocity y variables. I don't know how I keep missing the E in movement. Ours. We put the refactor there. Oops. Make something that's easier to understand with no comments. Yeah, this is why we need to do a code review, so I can figure out how to make things nicer, rather than impossible to work with. Okay, jump handler's fine, other than those variables, probably. That's... There's some issues. Dash handler's fine. Movement manager, I think, is fine. Literally the exact function that's doing the problem partially. Right? It's happening in the jump, I'm pretty sure, in this one. But there is the code just needs to be redone stuff. Yeah. We put it here to do as well. Maybe it's a fix me. I'm just saying refactor as like the one word to redo code. Velocity y. What is happening here? I don't care. I don't care about this warning. This is literally intended behavior. Warning, ignore it, error, interdivision. That is intended. Thank you. Why specifically this? What? When is this used, and why is it that? Is there another? Oh, this is default. Default error or deep. There is like the actual good return. This is oh. Alright. I should probably mention that this is here to read from the most recent but the array, I believe. Digits array int number check count. Break sequences into usable parts for the method sequence reader. That doesn't seem correct. That just doesn't seem like the correct sentence. Sequence reader is pretty unclear on what's happening, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm breaking down a sequence into something that's more usable? How? Where's use case 3? Nope. Case 4, use case, check for attacks. Okay. Input reader, sequence reader, input dot front equals sequence and nested array. Control check for attacks. What's all this input filter? Sequence reader, resize array. I feel like these are just easier to understand without going into them. Breaks the sequences into usable parts for other methods. The other methods. Resize and a penta array. This one is very self-explanatory and is pretty short too, which is nice. Uh, checks in nested array just checks something. I don't remember what this means. I will leave it there. Input filter, that one is just filter the input buttons. What is all of this? This is the bad, this is the, I should really upload things to GitHub. Ooh, I should really upload things to GitHub. So I can get rid of those comments. Because those are the old code that I really should fix. GitHub or some other similar system. And amazing, the internet decided not to work for this. Are you sure? Let me close this. Reopen it. Oh great, it's updating. I shouldn't have opened it when it's supposed to update. God. But let it finish the update. Jeez. Like, no, I don't want to look at that right now. Get a tablet in this. Simple. Check for attacks. The secret reader is a little bit more work to understand, but it's a little. It's probably simpler than choose action. So I'm gonna put this. It's me. Make this nicer to understand. Because it's just a little bit evil. Okay, so this part breaks up the number. Um, and then this part all the way down to here checks if the number is in this is what is being checked. It's just the check happens here. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So in the sequence count, just make sure that the thing is in the sequence of the element's size digits to pick. It's checking against the input history. I use input history in this so many times that I don't. Should I be using it as an input in anywhere else? Input. Oh, there's significantly more at this thing right here. Listen, 26 matches. I literally have it as a variable the entire class can use, and yet I still type in input 8. I still put in every single one of these damn things as a call. I'm like certain I have. I don't need to. It's a freaking global variable. What am I doing? What am I doing? It's a global variable. Oh my goodness. If GitHub ever decides to work, I may actually try to make the thing uploaded up on there. Don't worry about that. No, there's just I don't know why that's not. It's just not happening. You know that. What is this called? Determining which functions not to touch. Check for attacks. Not in nested array. Specifically sequence reader. Yeah, it just says input history as the thing that it takes in. The others take in an array, not input history. Function calls specifically sequence reader. Okay. Reader. I don't know if the documentation for this is going to be good anymore. It's going to be more interconnected in ways that are visually seeable. Yeah, this is almost disconnected from everything else so far. So, yeah, it is disconnected, which is interesting so far. When does it connect? When it starts an attack, okay. Um, because this manages inputs. It also selects the attack via, I believe, the attack manager. Attack manager, start attack, whatever the attack is. Okay. Okay. Choose action function. Definitely where it needs. It's shorter than I expected, maybe. But it definitely needs, like, something to deal with all this. If it's real, do it. Otherwise, skip this. Um, okay. Ooh. Normals dot get. Okay, let's get something in the default that it's getting. That makes sense. Makes more sense. Just get a button, whatever the attack by button is, and the default dictionary will return slash the dictionary that it's actually going to return. Normals dot get. And then one of these. Yeah, okay. Let me start on that. Story stuff, script parts, da 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 da. New note. Dev log ones script, kind of. This will be part of the tags script. Sure. Okay. All right. So, things I want to talk about. One, list variable management tab inside of this. I'll probably need a dictionary tree visual to explain what is happening at the end. Two dot. Um, I really don't like that. This case, that I think works better. Yeah. Uh, combo attack. I probably want to talk about basic fighting game numpad notation. Responsible usage of AI in code development. Responsible slash respectful usage of AI in code development. This could be its own tiny little video. Um, mm, how I will block talking works in my game. I need to refactor this so badly, I think, because it's just in the worst spot ever. Sort by tags for refactor. Choose action function movement input manager. I didn't put it there? Okay. Links back links. Go back to this. Go to hitbox. The this slide. Refactor. Uh, this does it doesn't make total sense how why it's set up like that. If I find a better way to deal with it, then yeah. Okay. How high level block works. I think works just doesn't have to apply to my game. It applies to someone who is developing their own game or someone who's or working on their own fighting game or working on a big fighting game like Street Fighter or anything more big budget. A smaller budget, it doesn't matter. Okay. It's one way to handle frame by frame stuff. quick debug tool for frame by frame stuff. Okay, one way to handle frame by frame stuff. I should mention, probably, that I don't actually fully plan to do the devlog and record it even this year. I may wait until I get make a fun little side project that's for changing my voice to use almost a robotic speech, mostly as a workaround for the bad audio quality that I have to deal with these headphones, as well as like a fun side project for maybe being able to make my own characters with specific accents. Technically, like if I explain what the project is, I want to almost make a Vocaloid and then have my speech translated into the Vocaloids. Like I speak and then a Vocaloid sounding speech comes out. Unless Vocaloid specifically means for singing, otherwise it's like text to speech. It's more like I want to choose what the voice is for the text to speech output. I'll have to look into text to speech systems for that. Oh yeah, that is a new note project. Make a text to speech to speech replacement. This is gonna have a few to-dos. Vocaloid recording stuff. Vocaloid, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Make Vocaloid recording stuff. Figure out how to do this on my PC. Test it and stuff. I really don't know actually. I don't know. I need to know the problems that I need to figure out how to do this properly. Understand the problem. Proto state. I need to make a list of objectives and constraints. Constraint or simplicity. 5 words testing. I'll have to see how this works. Okay. This is a side project I might work on as well. I don't know if it's going to be done, like worked on during the break or not, but we'll see. Anything else I need to look at? I think that these like need rename the keys. These. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for the move list like explanation stuff, uh, visual treat happening at the end of the code. And simplified version of the variable management for a single button. Um, Poll images regarding an attack from an existing video game. To make the visual free. I picked a very strange niche, fighting game development on the internet. I don't know, but I also want to make a fighting game, so there's that. Okay. Um, Most of this is gonna be low code for this about half a month of time I have between now and the new semester. So I'm mostly going to be one doing the game systems, linking things so I can visually see where all the links are and where are the biggest things that manage so much. Yeah, the hitbox touches so much. The attack manager touches quite a bit. The input manager touches Found a lot of things, but it's like, yeah, that's right. Stun manager also hits a few things. This block check function, you fix health should die. I really need to disconnect something from the hitbox. Like this is apparent. That's fine. Frame, script plus tag manager. Yeah, that's a parent chain. This and this attach them. Like this is the parent of that. That's fair. Tag doesn't touch hitbox, really. It has a function for combo attack system, but it doesn't touch the hitbox. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, reorganizing it. Fine. I don't know if I should have put toolscript as its own thing. Let me delete it. See what happens. Input manager, attack manager, hitbox, hitbox, enter, attack. Attack no longer has a connection to frame? I know it does. It's just in a really weird spot. Why is this here? Hmm. There we go. Okay, let me remove all these references to toolscript. Is my web browser working now or no? I don't think it's the browser. I think it's just a shoddy internet connection. Or GitHub just doesn't work anymore. Nope, it's still bad. Okay. Graphu. It feels a bit better with this one. So event manager, attack manager, attack, frame, hitbox, and hurtbox. That gets into the stun manager. So you have to follow this path, essentially, to get to the stun manager. But why does the hitbox have a reference to the stun manager? The stun manager uses the attack data. Okay, let me add the arrows. I think that might actually help. Settings. There's display arrows. I'd like to give it back one. Okay, that's annoying. This could be a bit better. Okay. Contains, contains data for each individual hitbox, I think is what I've done it as. It's not really a good name then, is it? What resources this thing? Yeah. And it's on the frame. I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense to be. I think it should either be renamed to hitbox data, or it should be changed to something else, or it should be attached to the attack. But I think it makes more sense to be called hitbox data. That's going to break a lot. Yeah, that's not the errors I was expecting. Close. Okay. Time to go through the scripts and see when an error pops up. Oh, here we go. Okay, that works now. No errors here, surprisingly. Is it really just those two? For each individual, it's actually active hitbox, surprisingly. Resource. Mm-hmm. Is used when decide things for stun. Okay. Alright. I think that's enough. Godot on Obsidian for now. I kind of want to work on that side project a little bit, so that's working. I don't actually know if you're real or not. Yeah, this is working again. This has been clunkily working. I did not open in Stream Manager. What? My workspace image? That's not supposed to happen. Is this running? No. Okay. Alright, so, the side project is text to speech. Um, well, speech to text to speech, or speech to speech, so I need to figure out how to do speech to speech. How to make a speech to speech system. What is taking up so many resources? Can't I browse properly? Okay, it's working now. Is it? Is it really? Okay. Custom voice. Okay, that is just absolutely not working. Hmm. So let me close these two. Maybe I need to find this setting for like resource usage for this browser. It might be doing it on its own, preventing me from using too many resources. Performance settings. Iron reduce. I want. Please, like, let me have this thing work. I want to search things, so can I please search them? How to make a speech to speech tool with a custom voice. Does GitHub.com work? No, neither of them do. Okay. Gosh darn it. Did not want to open that. Oh. Why is this like happening? It's not even using all of the resources. Search. Let's do something. Search. Lot of settings. Right, I don't like that this just doesn't work. Okay, that's working. But why? This is extremely slow. I don't like it. OBS is also struggling on that network, so yeah, I guess it is reasonable to be expecting that. Maybe next time I shouldn't be using low latency. Okay, well then. In that case, since I can't start the side project, I'm just gonna stop.